I want you to imagine that 3 years from now, we bump into each other somewhere lovely like this place here, and I bump into you and you say, Daniel, life is so good. I've really, really got my lifestyle business together. I live and work from anywhere. I'm having a great time. One of the things that you're going to tell me is that you've got an amazing team, right? You're going to definitely say that. Now, here's the thing. You might sit there and go, oh, I don't want to employ people. I don't want to have employees and all that sort of stuff. Park that preconception. I want you to park that off to the side. The truth is that I don't really care if these people are employees. I care if they're part of a team. I've seen businesses where the employees don't feel like they're part of a team and they don't behave like they're part of a team, even though they've got an employment contract. And I've seen people who've got contractors who behave like they're part of a team and they act like they're part of a team and they love working together as a team and they've been working together for years as a team, right? What I'm looking for is a team dynamic. The other thing too is that many of you who've got hang-ups about employees, you've basically had a bad experience where employees bit you in the leg, and you're using that as baggage to prevent yourself from having an amazing dynamic team and learning from the experience. Now, there's a number of reasons why employees may have bit you in the leg in the past. It could have been because you had too many of them, right? If you had 15, 16, 17 people on a team, it's very hard to manage. That's the desert. Maybe you took your business up to 17, 18 people and 2 of them started dating and it became weird. And then you had someone who was a bad hire. Maybe you had someone who was there at the beginning and they got their nose out of joint because they were less important once you hit 20 people, right? So all of those things could have happened in the past. I'm telling you that 3 to 12 people tends to self-organize pretty well. And I'm also telling you, whatever bad experiences you've had, you've learned from those experiences, and there's best practices about how to onboard people. There's best practices as to how to run great team meetings and to align your team. There's best practices how to manage performance and have dashboards and have people become self-motivated. So you can get better at this sort of stuff. I'm sure you've had bad technology experiences as well, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to have technology ever again in your business. I'm sure you had a bad experience once on social media. Doesn't mean that you're not going to use social media for your business ever again. I'm sure you've read a bad book. Doesn't mean that you're going to never read a book again, right? So let's make sure that we keep it in perspective. Whatever baggage and hangups you've got about employees or team members, I want you to park that, because really, if I bump into you and you've got a lifestyle business, I guarantee you've got an amazing team around you, right? 3 to 12 people, core team. I guarantee you that's part of the ingredient for you having this lifestyle business. So let's have a look at team dynamics. One of the things that I love to look at with team dynamics is the British military. So I was in the Army Museum in London and I saw this poster hanging up on the wall. And I really studied it and I really loved it, because the Army, the British Army, has been going for 400 years. They've had 400 years of HR experiments. And the British Army is also the blueprint that has been rolled out from most armies around the world. So the US Army and the Australian and those kind of armies are all based upon a similar set of ideas. So the British Army figured out a lot of things along the way, and they figured out how many people belong on a team and how to structure those teams. So you imagine that they've had 400 years of HR experiments, and there's something to learn from the British Army. So here's the things that you should know about how they structure their teams. So for the first thing you should know is that they never send people out alone, right? There's never a situation where one person works by themselves. The smallest team is called a scout team. A scout team is 2 people whose job is to go out and scout an opportunity. So whenever I've started businesses, and I've actually started 7 businesses that have gone 0 to $1 million in the first 12 months, we always start with 2 people, right? So a scout team should be someone who's focused on, will this sell, which is sales, and someone who's focused on, can we deliver a good experience to customers, which is operations. And essentially, the scout team is there to test a minimum viable product, to make some first sales, and to see if they can generate between 1,000 and 100,000 worth of pre-orders or pre-sales, and just test the marketplace. So this is a 2-person scout team. And that first opportunity is really just validating the market from a sales and delivery perspective. So the first part is scout team. Once we have developed our scout team and we've got an opportunity that we think will scale, the next size team is called a campaign team, right? Or in the military, it's called a fire team. So a fire team is a short-term team that are working together under an enormous amount of pressure to get something done that's urgent. So it's got a real urgency to it, and it's a 4-person team. Now, in entrepreneurship, I call this a campaign team, and your job is to run a launch campaign. So you're launching a proof of concept, and you're going to establish a little bit of sales rhythm, and you're going to get over 100 grand worth of revenue. So this is about getting into the 6 figures of revenue. And there's 4 roles on the team. You've got a key person of influence who represents the team publicly and who's out there as the main face of the business. You've got someone who's focused on making sales and making sure sales complete. You've got someone who's focused on admin or finance, maybe a financial controller, maybe an executive assistant, someone who can enter receipts into a database, someone who can do data entry, all those kind of things. And you've got someone who's in charge of making sure customers are happy. We call that ops, right? Operations. And really, it just means happy customers. So these are the 4 roles that you're going to have. And the goal of this little 4-person team is to run some really great campaigns, right? So you're going to get out there and campaign and do some launches and get people excited. And maybe you're going to speak at events. Maybe you're going to get on podcasts. Maybe you're going to do a special offer or a campaign launch in order to get up and running. Once you've established your 4-person team and it's working and you're in the 6 figures of revenue, your next team size is 8 people. And this is in the military called a section. And a section is 8 people. There's a corporal and a lance corporal, and then there's 6 what they call grunts or soldiers. And essentially it's an 8-person team. So this is a core team. If you're an entrepreneur, this is a core team. Now, what does a core team look like? This is where you get to have lots of fun, freedom, and flexibility. Your job is to stay oversubscribed, and your job is to get to 6-figure profit. After everyone's salary is paid, after everyone's income is paid, after everyone is earning their day rate or their hourly rate that they're happy with, we want 6-figure profit on top of that. So the business makes income on top of the individuals making income. So this is one of the key components of a business that is taking off. A self-employed business or a struggling boutique, the individuals can make income, but the business doesn't make any income. And when a business makes income, we call that profit. So what we want here is that the individuals make income, and also on top of you and your team making income, the business makes 6 figures of profit as well, right? So that's going to mean that you're going to develop some great products. So you're going to have fun, freedom, flexibility. You're going to get oversubscribed. You're going to have 6-figure profit. And here's the roles that you're going to see on this team. Key person of influence, the face of the business, on podcasts, on TV, on the stage, writing a book, authoring some articles, posting on social media. The general manager is running the business. They're actually running, like doing all the things that run the business week to week. They run the team meetings. They plan and do the financial planning and the financial forecasting, and they set up the dashboards, and they translate all the big ideas into actionable steps. You've got sales and marketing. Marketing is generating leads. Sales is making sure those leads convert into sales. Finance and admin, financial control, and looking after the running of the business. Operations, making sure customers are happy. And IT is normally automation, landing pages, graphic design, managing those technical suppliers, all of those sorts of things. So this is a typical lifestyle team here. KPI, general manager, sales, marketing, finance, admin, operations, IT. So there we go.